Proportion applications. Example 1. So you want to make a homemade window cleaning solution that contains water, dish soap, and white vinegar. It says you need 2 teaspoons of dish soap for every 8 cups of water. You have a spray bottle that holds 14 cups of water. So how many teaspoons of dish soap do you need? So this we can see we have to set up our proportion problem. So like in the last video, we had it all set up for us, right, with the fractions being equal to each other, and we just had to solve for one variable. So now we have to go ahead and set that up ourselves. So let's look at our relationship. So we have 2 teaspoons of dish soap, right, which is equal to 8 cups of water. And if you have a spray bottle that holds 14 cups of water, right, what are we looking for? It looks like we're looking for how many teaspoons do we need. So let's go into this. So we have 2 teaspoons for every, right, for 8 cups of water. Now, if we have 14 cups, right, so we need to find what X is in relationship to 14 cups of water. So this is our ratio, which we can use then as a fraction. So we're going to go 2 teaspoons for every 8 cups of water. Notice you could flip this, right? You could go 8 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and then you just have to make sure you're consistent on the next fraction. So we'll just do this, teaspoon and cups. Then we have, on the right hand side, we have X, which is what we're trying to solve for, right? And that's in teaspoons. So X is our variable we're solving for 14 cups. So notice we did the 2 teaspoons to 8 cups, the X teaspoons to 14 cups. Now we can go ahead and solve. And we can solve by using our really cool trick on cross multiplying. So we could go 2 times 14, right? And we can lose like all our units. And we can go ahead and just lose the units here. And then we have X times 8. So now we can go ahead and start to solve. So we have 2 times 14, so that is 28. 8 times X is just, right, 8X. I always like to put the number for the variable. And then what do we do to solve for X? Well, we just divide by 8 on both sides. Right, this just becomes 1. Now 28 divided by 8, that's our X. So let's get our calculator out. So we have 28 divided by 8, and we get 3.5. So what's X? 3.5 teaspoons of dish soap that you need for the 14 cups of water. So this would be our solution, right, for what X is. Now let's go ahead and look at the last example. Example 2, your class is going to take a field trip to a museum. If 8 tickets cost $55, how much will 32 tickets cost? So once again, we can use this as a proportion problem to go ahead and solve. So we have 8 tickets for $55, right? So we can think of this like as a ratio that will eventually convert right to a fraction. Then we're looking for 32 tickets, and we're looking for that price. So that would be our X. So we have these two ratios essentially, right, which we'll make into fractions. So let's go do that. So we can go ahead and put 8 on the top, 55 on the bottom. Then on the right hand side of the equal sign, right, we're going to go to the 32 over X. And now we've set up our proportion problem. So we're going to cross multiply, right? It's like the butterfly, right? So we can go 55, right, times 32. Then we do 8 times X. So now we've set that up. So let's bring out the calculator. $55 times 32, which is equal to 1,760, which is equal to 8x. So in order to solve for x, write 8 times the number is equal to 1,760. So in order to solve for that, we just need to go ahead and divide by 8 on both sides. This just becomes 1, and then bring this out, divide by 8, and we get 220. So that would be the price of 32 tickets.